Hi guys, Alex here. So today I wanted to do a little bit of a chit chat slash drive with me. I'm on my way to the store, so I thought I would turn on the camera and just talk to you guys for a little bit, mostly concerning the drama community drama. Yeah, the drama community has drama. It's been like that for a while now. I think there's other channels that are actually popping up now that kind of talk about the drama channels. So that's been going on for a while now, but it's interesting to see. I have to admit, I do watch some of the other drama channels. I watch a lot of drama channels, to be honest, and I don't really have anyone else to talk to about this, so I thought I would talk to you guys about it. And I just wanted to say thank you guys so much for sticking with me on my channel as we go through a little bit of different changes, I guess, as far as the content that I'm doing and switching it up, talking about different things. And thank you guys for staying here on the channel. So what prompted me to want to come on and talk about this, or just felt like I had to talk about it, was the recent Sanders Kennedy video that he put out. Honestly, I've been following him for a while and I don't really like him anymore, to be honest with you guys, for several reasons. And I think a lot of people can see it now, as far as sometimes he just goes a little bit too far and makes up things that aren't entirely true. You know, you can take one little thing and run with it. And I've seen channels making entire 10-minute videos about one tweet. I don't even understand how you do that, but if that's your hustle, that's what you want to talk about, I don't see any problem with that. It couldn't really be me. I don't think I could really talk about one tweet for an entire 10 minutes. Just to get those sweet mid-rolls in there, right? So Sanders Kennedy recently, he put out a video where he says that, well, he claims that the LAPD has opened up an investigation about Shane Dawson because of all the recent allegations that have come out. Specifically, I guess the conversations he was having one-on-one with fans in Tiny Chat, which was a site, I guess, where you could video chat with people. Honestly, like, this stuff goes back 10 years, so a lot of the websites and things aren't even relevant anymore. And I've talked about this before, that I think if MySpace was still up and all that stuff was still accessible, which it's not, I think that would spell a lot of trouble for Jeffree Star. So he should be like happy that MySpace is completely defunct at this point, because, you know, I don't even know what would come up. I don't really remember it. I used to love MySpace back in the day. I used to follow Jeffree Star on there. I think like everybody used to, right? He was just like, there wasn't really anyone like Jeffree Star out there. And so a guy in makeup in 2006, that was like something different, right? So Sanders made these accusations that the LAPD was opening up an investigation about Shane Dawson, and it turned out that other people had actually got into contact with the LAPD. I mean, he had to have known that that was going to happen, right? And then he quickly switched it up and claimed that it was a possibility, right, that this investigation was going to happen. And he did actually release a phone call that he made with the LAPD, and I don't even know if that's legal. I'm not really sure the logistics of that. That's always a touchy thing, which I would say if I was going to be recording anyone on a phone call, I would just make sure that they would be okay with it first, no matter what state I was residing in, because it just gets sticky as far as the legality of that. So he did release like a clip, and basically the LAPD said that Shane was now some sort of suspicious person or something like that, I guess, because of all these allegations. And, you know, they definitely pay attention to Twitter, like police departments. I know that might sound like a little bit sketchy to say, but they're definitely paying attention to what's going on social media. But they have to make sure that there's actually some sort of law that's being broken at this point. So was he just being lewd with fans? And what exactly is the legality of that, right? And then, of course, this is things that's happened so long ago. And I'm not defending Shane Dawson in any way. Honestly, I'm pretty disgusted with all the things that came out. You know, being a longtime follower and fan, I almost feel a little bit bamboozled by all these things that have come out about Shane Dawson. It really doesn't feel good, you know, and Jeffree Star as well, because I, you know, was a fan of Jeffree Star, more so back in the day when he was releasing music and was on MySpace. And that was mostly just because, like I said, he was the only like guy in makeup or like queer and out and on the internet and being loud and acting like this. And of course I was 15 or something at the time and barely out of the closet, only to like a few friends. So I took a little bit of inspiration, I guess, from Jeffree Star. Looking back, I mean, what exactly were my role models? And maybe that's why I ended up so messed up, if these are the people that I was looking up to, right? Shane Dawson and Jeffree Star being people on the internet that I was following. And of course, since I was so young, I just didn't really notice any of these things. And I don't like how people say it was a different time, because that's true to a certain extent, but to other extents, when it comes down to, you know, blackface, for example, when it comes to Shane Dawson, that wasn't okay in 2008 or whenever that was put up. That still wasn't okay. I don't even remember seeing those types of videos because I wasn't really like a super fan of Shane Dawson. I was more so into Joey Graceffa, at least at that time. So, you know, it's like, how were we all so blind? That's what I feel. And I get kind of mad at myself for not seeing like how bad these things were as far as Shane Dawson. But I wasn't really aware of everything that was going on, right? So as far as drama channels go, I don't really understand how they can continue this for so long. And I made a joke on Twitter. I was like, can't we just have like Jaclyn Hill back with her hairy lipsticks? As bad as that was, it doesn't really come into comparison with what's going on right now as far as Jeffree Star and Shane Dawson and everything that's coming out. And when it comes to Shane Dawson, it's just like, it gets worse and worse. And there's so much stuff coming out. I'm confused as to how this went on for so long and no one really brought it up until now, as far as, since he now has involvement with Jeffree Star, it's like now all this stuff is coming out. Or could it be a product of, you know, at first I thought, you know what, this is just like cancel culture. But then it got really bad to the point where like, this was never okay. This isn't a sign of the times. Like, this stuff was never okay. And I can remember listening to his podcast, because a lot of clips have came out as far as his podcast goes, and I can remember hearing them back in like 2014 and thinking like, okay, that's way too far, and being uncomfortable. But, you know, I didn't have a channel at the time, and no one was talking about this stuff. So it's just, it's really becoming exhausting, and I had to take a step back from watching these drama channels, because I don't know how they do it. I don't know how they can do it right now. But as far as Sanders Kennedy goes, I think you know, he did go a little bit too far this time. Okay, he went way over the line this time, right? You can't just throw out accusations and put allegedly, or like, so-and-so said this, it wasn't me, I'm just repeating a rumor. You know, when it's something funny and lighthearted, that's one thing. But when it comes to actual crimes, that's another thing. And also, okay, let's talk about that voice note, right? There was the Jeffree Star had this voice note that he was parading around that supposedly is one of James Charles's victims, allegedly, on this voice note. And Jeffree's just kind of parading it around and using it as some sort of blackmail. And that's just, it's not okay. And I feel bad in the end for this alleged victim. We don't really know too much about it, but there has to be a reason why this person decided not to come forward with this. And it definitely needs to be left up to them to decide whether or not they want to come forward or not. So I really feel bad for them, you know, because they're probably thinking, like, this is going to come out. And I don't really have any say-so in this, because it is eventually going to come out. And I don't know how people are going to deal with talking about it, right? So in the end, you know, they're the person that's going to be hurt. But then there's also, you know, is something going on? Is there something that we need to know about? Is there something that the proper authorities need to know about, right? It's not even about makeup anymore, it's about drama. I thought that made me feel better to get that off my chest and just talk to somebody about it, even if it's just a camera. Let me know what you guys think in the comments down below, and I will of course catch you guys in the next one. Bye guys.